Fellas, and maybe some ladies too. Maybe some AI bots even. Man, you never know these days. It's crazy. It's getting crazy out here. All right, so I got another video for you guys. Cheers. Start Monday with some spring water, keeping humans hydrated since the Garden of Eden. So, all right, I've got a topic for you guys. So, again, I kind of want to harp on something that I've spoken on before, but the reason I'm talking about it this time is because it's something that I am definitely dealing with right now, and I'm struggling a little bit to navigate this. The female attraction piece. All right, so I think I've told you guys I had a long period of this journey, which is now we're over the 8-month mark, I think, since I first started on retention, and I've yet to slip up. 8 months is pretty serious deal for me. So, man, the first month or two was pretty wild. It was like I was going through detoxes almost. I was having the wet dreams. I was having very high highs, low lows, kind of like you get the flat lines, and then you'd come out of it and then you're like, wow, I can't believe how energetic and good I feel, and feel like a kid. But then you get the kind of spiritual attacks and the wet dreams happen, and it's like, it was like this for me in the beginning, and since it's very much leveled out, where I'm very consistently content, at peace. I don't get rattled so easy. In fact, I don't really get rattled at all. It's funny because I'm working in a very busy steakhouse right now at night. I'm coaching during the day. I'm teaching lessons. I'm still producing music. But I took on another job now where I'm waiting tables at a very busy steakhouse. And so, anybody that's worked in service, you're dealing with people. You're dealing with a lot of people in a short amount of time. It can be very chaotic, and a lot of times people can be kind of rude. And I used to be somebody that would get basically to the point where I was like ready to spar with people. It was a problem. I mean, I was a bouncer for a while, and I used to be a bar manager at a very busy bar. And my favorite part about those jobs was like I would almost hope somebody would cross me or try something, because then I would like get like in my like alpha male, like, oh, I'll show you kind of thing. And of course, there's a level of fear involved there too, if I'm being totally honest. But it's like the adrenaline and wanting to prove myself, and this weird idea of like what a man is. And part of me is like hoping that chicks are gonna see me do this, and they're gonna think that's attractive. And then this whole thing. I'm being very, very honest with you guys about the way my mind works. So I hope you appreciate the level of honesty here, because I don't see a lot of people being this honest on the internet. And when I do, I subscribe or follow, because I'm like, yes, that's what it's all about. That's why I called my channel what I called it, by the way. That's why I call myself the Ether Real, because it's all about, ether comes from my last name, but it's also, I'm into ethereal things, the spirit realm. But most of all, I like real people. And I try to be a real person. It's like, if there's one thing you remember about me when you meet me, it's like, that guy's real. He's no bullshit. He's exactly who he is. He's very consistent. I pride myself on the fact that I'm the same person behind closed doors that I am in public. It doesn't change. I don't chameleon for people. So anyways, female attraction, man. So 8 months into this journey, there was a period, like I said, where it was like high highs, low lows, having the cravings, waking up, like I'd either have had a wet dream or I was like close to it. And then I was in that mindset and tempted to do something about it, if you know what I mean. And then things leveled out, and I was like, oh, this is easy. And I had a period where the only work I was doing was like odd jobs here and there on the side. I wasn't dealing with that many people, and I did do jobs. It was generally me working alone or working with another guy or a few guys, being in the studio or doing like yard work or construction stuff, just random stuff. Anything I could managed to fit in while I was recovering from knee surgery, you know. So anything I did, people had to understand, well, hey, I'm kind of limited right now. So anyways, long story short, I was alone a lot, and that kind of made the female attraction part of this whole deal not really relevant to me because I wasn't around females a lot. And then the first time I started going back out into crowded spaces, that's when I started noticing, oh man, you know, a lot of the same women that didn't even look at me before, all of a sudden they're looking at me. And then it gets to the point where, like, next thing I know, I'd go out just to see a homie, and it's a crowded place, and next thing I know, I'm surrounded by women, and all the women are trying to sit next to me, and it's like they just want to touch me. They just want any excuse to, like, come be near me. And of course, like, I question, I'm like, well, maybe this is my ego, you know, talking. But then the more it would happen, it's like, oh no, this is a thing. And other people would notice it too. Is like, dude, you're like a magnet for women. They just want to be around you. They want to touch you. And so now that I have this job, I'm the only guy at my job. There's one other guy that works in the kitchen. I'm the only front of house, and it's all women. All right. And a lot of them are very attractive. And there's attractive women that come in too. Women of all ages and you name it. So what I'm noticing now is that as these women get to know me a little bit, and as they get more comfortable with me, it's all starting to come out, you know, that basically every single woman I work with is smitten with me. Tim's so hot, this and that. They're looking for every excuse to get near me, to touch me. Women that aren't even like on that night will come in and walk in the restaurant and just run up to me and like hug me, you know. And then the other one will laugh and it's like she just wanted an excuse to touch you, you know. And like they call me eye candy, you know. I'm the eye candy of the restaurant. Like, it's just getting to a point where it's like I'm very lucky that I have a relationship with God and that I have a spiritual foundation in my life, or else this would probably turn me into some kind of egomaniac. And I would probably be smashing left and right. So thank God for semen retention. Thank God for celibacy. Thank God for being a influence in my life, for coming and speaking to me through other people and through events and touching my heart and you know, keeping me humble. Because this is getting to a point where it's almost overwhelming at times, just to realize that, like, all of a sudden I'm in a situation now where I don't have to be like, oh, you know, I wish I could get a girl, or I wish I had the, or like, oh, I wish I wasn't alone. Like, I choose my solitude. I choose to be alone. I go home alone every night. I don't flirt back with any of these girls. I'm not getting any numbers. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just getting all of this attention. And I'm getting all of these green lights from women, and then they're acting, you know, and they kind of like get nervous around me to the point where it's very clear to me energetically that all I'd have to do is just ask any of these girls on a date, and I'd be in there. I mean, even my boss is trying to get me to come over to her house on the weekend for random stuff. It's like, it's getting crazy. But so here's the thing, you guys. It's the main reason I'm making this video is because, you know, I don't want to sound like, you know, like I've reached some sort of superhuman status that I can just kind of say no to all of this stuff. It's starting to get to me a little bit, and I'm starting to have more dreams again, and I haven't had any releases. My body has acclimated to this. It's like my body prefers not to release. My body prefers to retain, and that energy gets channeled into all of the various different things that I'm doing these days. I've been very productive and very active in my life, and I'm making tremendous strides and progress in all areas, and I'm really happy about that. And that makes me more happy than any sort of sexual encounter ever could, you know, to be perfectly honest. So that helps me keep going with this. But at the same time, all of a sudden, for the first time in this journey, I'm starting to really notice myself kind of crave for that connection with females. And I'm noticing myself flirting back a little bit more often. Whereas before it was like, I would just ignore any of that stuff. Or if it started to feel that way, I might even leave the room. I'd just go home. It's almost like I just run away. I'd be like, oh my God, these girls want to flirt with me. And I'm like, I got to get out of here. Now I entertain it a little bit. And it's like, places I frequent. There's one coffee shop I go to in the morning, and there's all the girls that work there are very, very cute, and they all like me, and I like them back. And there's a couple of them in particular that I quite like quite a lot. And there's a couple of girls too that have found me online and have been trying to hang out with me, and they're very cute too. And so all of a sudden, this isn't so easy, and I'm starting to really be in my head a little bit more about, like, man, I really like this girl, you know, and I'm just thinking things like, well, what would it be like, you know, if I just went on a few dates, or what would it be like if we just like cuddled and watched a movie or something, that kind of thing. And I'm wondering to myself, I'm sort of watching myself have these thoughts, and I'm trying to be honest with myself, and I'm like, well, you know, it's like Netflix and chill, right? We know what that means. It's like, am I maybe lying to myself? On some level, do I want more than I think I want? Because on the surface, I think, well, maybe it would literally just be nice just to cuddle, just to have the female energy, just to connect with that. You know, it's been so long. That's what goes through my head. But then I wonder, well, is this me tricking myself into maybe a little bit more? So that's just where I'm at, you guys. And this is like an open-ended thing. I don't really know if this is a sincere desire to just try and maybe like have an innocent, wholesome kind of interaction with any one of these females that I feel like I'm attracted to, or if this is a slippery slope that I should avoid stepping on. And I'm really not quite sure yet. I'm proceeding with caution. So I just make this video just to be real, and because I figure, you know, the more real I am, you guys will resonate, and those of you that are on the semen retention path might be experiencing something similar, and maybe we can chop it up about that in the comments. You know, let me know, you guys, because y'all are here for me as much as I'm here for you. It's not like I'm anything special. Anybody out there that's also doing the retention thing, man, shout out to you guys. And y'all really mean a lot to me, having a brotherhood, having a support group, people I can talk to about this that actually get it. So that's my whole thing. It's like, so you guys know you're not alone. It's not like I got this licked, you know. I'm doing pretty well, but I have my moments. Where I'm like, man, am I really gonna last? Like, I want to, because I'm a better person this way. I'm just a better person. And I've yet to explore the territory of having anything like a relationship on retention, because I have no intention. I have no retention of leaving retention. However, I have reached my year mark. I set out to do a year of celibacy minimum, and we're there. I've been celibate for over a year now. And so I've, you know, with my own deal with myself, I got the green light to do some dating without compromising my own values. But retention stays, you know, if I have a woman in my life or not, I'm still going to retain, because how could I not at this point, you guys? How could I not? As if some temporary pleasure is worth sacrificing the immense upgrades I've gone through on every level in life. So, woo! All right, yeah. If you guys have any advice for your boy, put it in the comments. And if you stuck with me till this point, I really appreciate you guys. It's beautiful to have a brotherhood of like minds out there. Peace and love, you guys. Stay strong. Keep retaining. Keep cultivating that beautiful masculine energy. The world needs it. The world needs it. Really does. All right. Peace.